welcome to Fascinating Frontiers, Episode 70, coming to you on May 14th, 2026. The universe has been busy, let's get into it. A faint halo surrounds the eclipsed sun in Orion's spacecraft images, hinting at light behavior no one fully expected in the vacuum of space. Perseverance assembled 61 frames into a self-portrait that shows a fresh abrasion patch on the rock named Arthusa. The image marks the farthest west the rover has traveled beyond Jezero crater during its current campaign. The scene comes from the fifth science campaign, where the rover is systematically sampling rocks that may record Mars' wetter past. 61 individual frames were stitched into an animated selfie that shows both the abrasion patch and the sweeping ancient terrain behind it. The detailed documentation helps correlate surface textures with mineral data collected by the rover instruments. Now shifting to an unexpected view captured closer to home. An unexpected ring of light encircles the moon during a solar eclipse captured from the Orion spacecraft. The feature remains visible even where the moon blocks direct sunlight. The halo rules out simple camera or atmospheric effects, according to the images released from the mission. This observation came during a solar eclipse viewed directly from the spacecraft in orbit. Next up is a look at particles that travel across vast distances before reaching us. Ultra-high energy particles continue to strike Earth after traveling from distant cosmic accelerators. If you lined up every proton that hits Earth's atmosphere in a single second, their combined energy would rival a small nuclear blast spread across the entire planet. These particles race in at nearly the speed of light after being flung from supernova remnants, black hole jets, or distant active galaxies. Magnetic fields scramble their arrival directions like river currents deflecting floating leaves, erasing any straight-line memory of where they started. One rare event carries the energy of a well-thrown baseball packed into a single subatomic particle. Detectors on the ground and in orbit record arrival times and energies, yet the exact launch sites remain hidden because the deflections are too complex to reverse. Scientists still cannot explain why the very highest energy rays appear to come from directions that do not match any known powerful objects in the sky. On a different note, the crescent moon offers an easy way to find Mars this week. The crescent moon sits just 7 degrees from Mars in the predawn eastern sky. This pairing offers a simple visual marker for locating the red planet before sunrise. The alignment is visible to anyone willing to step outside before sunrise. Now turning to an amateur capture of a distant nebula. A new amateur image reveals intricate dark lanes and bright emission within the Elephant Trunk Nebula after 400 minutes of integration. The result came from a compact smart telescope operating under suburban skies. The exposure demonstrates how accessible instruments can now reach complex deep sky targets without traveling to dark sites. Engineers are examining concepts that could change how we reach orbit. Recent design studies examine tether materials and climber systems capable of reaching geostationary orbit. The approach could reduce launch costs dramatically if structural and safety hurdles are solved. Work has moved from theory to practical engineering questions around the tether and climber systems. Shifting inward to the center of our own galaxy, a 6-hour exposure through an astro-modified DSLR reveals ionized hydrogen clouds and dust lanes around Sagittarius A star. The image separates emission structures from the dense stellar background in the Milky Way core. The long integration captures both H-alpha and continuum light to highlight these features. Meanwhile, a planetarium program is bringing recent missions to new audiences. The Hong Kong Space Museum opens a new planetarium program focused on the Shenzhou 13 mission. The show highlights crew activities and orbital views for public audiences starting tomorrow. The program expands access to stories from Chinese spaceflight for general viewers. Finally, early contributors to American rocketry reflect on the field. Early contributors to American rocketry and aviation reflect on expanding access to spaceflight. Their perspectives emphasize both technical progress and the need for broader participation in future programs. Next time, keep an eye on further updates from the Perseverance rover as it continues sampling along the crater rim. That covers today's space and science news. Share this with a fellow space enthusiast if you found it interesting. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. See you tomorrow. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.